Yo. What's up? Make sure everybody so yo, Brian. Let me know if you hear me, Brian. My bro. Everybody
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah. You gotta give it a minute to catch up.
There you go.
So,
That part. There you go. That's right. Alright, what's up? We are here and we are in the place to be. I wanted to zoom out because I wanted this to be shown in its entirety, but it is not the main feature or main character. I do like that piece though. What's up, people? We are here and we are live and direct. Babu Speaks, and yo, we about to do this thing. So, title, topic, we always try to bring something that is relatable to people on everybody's different level. We come with ours, testimony, our experiences. I never try to be preachy, nor do I want to be like just throwing a bunch of information at you. But maybe through my personal experience and my co-star's personal experience, we can have we can touch someone's moment and impact someone's day to day that they may be struggling with, that they may be going through, that they just have no one to really lean on to give them clarity or give them, like a point of, damn, man, I think of it like this, or
a more positive perspective.
that part. So, make the transit. So, getting into it, comfortable pain versus scary love while we run from what feels right. But going into it, why is it that we'll stay in a situation that hurts us, but when something feels right, we get scared and pull back? So, and before I go any further, I'm going to introduce, for anyone who don't know, Miss Kokonani.
What up?
And that's a gem in itself. Because I've been trying to get her on here because we just always vibe and talk about some good stuff and always have some good meaningful conversations. And that's the type of people that I love having on the show. But tonight we're talking about comfortable pain versus scary love and why so many of us choose the wrong one. And some of us do it intentionally, some of us don't. So it's case by case basis. No judgment here. I'm speaking on myself. She's speaking on herself. People in the comments, they don't speak. And then for my chat fam, which is what I call my comment section, we already got people in there chiming in. That's literally like, I love it. I love that, to see people engage and interact. This is what it's about. You feel me? Because we can talk all day, but like shit, we want to hear from y'all too. So if you say something that, you know what I'm saying, that you feeling, speak on it. And we will stop, drop, and roll to your comment and get going. But we're gonna do a breakdown because at the end of the day, we're talking about two different things, two sides, and we're gonna give it to y'all, the understanding, my understanding, and then we can go from there. Feel me? So, comfortable pain. Toxic relationships, we understand. Toxic relationships, we understand. What do you think? What do you get from that?
In what aspect?
So, for like the comfortable pain is saying toxic relationships, we understand. So that would be
Familiar.
familiarity. which is one of the other points. Situations we've outgrown but stay in because it has a cycle that we can anticipate, which is kind of like you said, familiarity. We
It's
know this is.
comfortability as well.
Say it again.
Comfortability. Because as an individual, you know you're not perfect.
I think I turned that down. There it is.
As an individual, I know personally that I'm not perfect. That's worked on yourself and growth. So you really don't want to add another person to that, like a new person, because when you're in the middle of working on yourself, you still have setbacks. You still have times where you fall short of growth, you know? And you don't, nobody's proud, and they don't necessarily want people to see that side. Not that you want to hide it, but more so you just don't want to be that person anymore.
Right.
Also, you're going to have to excuse my sinuses.
It's springtime, y'all.
Spring is really
there's
something
pollen's
big.
everywhere.
Right. But anyway, as you know, you, like me personally, I don't want to bring my last, problems or whatever.
It's just something new.
Exactly, because you never know where that person's at. And you don't want to you don't want to stay the same, especially when you notice the fucked up things that you're capable of, intentionally or not intentionally.
And that's awareness, like within yourself. I've come to understand that women have emotional awareness, or I'm sorry, emotional regulation. So when a woman knows how to regulate her emotions, that is a superpower for women. Men have emotional intelligence, right? So where because men don't necessarily, in general, go off of emotion, where women, on the other hand, do. But
Men most definitely do, just in a different aspect.
just in a different aspect, and that's why they term it differently, like emotional maturity. I'm sorry, that's what I was actually saying.
That part.
Emotional maturity is what I've heard a lot of people who have like therapeutic abilities, and they do. I've heard some podcasts that I watch. I watch their reels a lot on Instagram stuff, and those guys be saying some good stuff. And then I've heard just in general and other like talks and things of that nature where they speak of men having emotional maturity, women regulating their emotions. When a woman doesn't know how to regulate her emotions, even a man with emotional maturity, it could be a little bit of a clash sometimes. Really just depends on two people. But then the fourth point was also kind of like what you brought up about people who don't treat us right, but it's familiarity. Like I've always said, people's like, do you vote? I'm like, no. But at the end of the day, if I was to vote, I would just vote for the lesser evil because I know this I can stomach. This I have no tolerance for. So same way in the relationship.
That's how it goes. But yeah, you can apply it to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Example, I had in my past, I was in a situation where it was like I knew what I was dealing with, and I didn't want to go out and venture out and find something else because at least I knew that you know this this girl was working, she was clean, and she didn't like go out and do no dumb stuff. So just because I knew that those patterns were, you know, not to say that it was the best thing in the world, but it was like there's worse because I've been in that situation like in my lifetime where I've left a situation. They say that 80-20 rule. I've left 80 trying to find or for the 20 and literally didn't even get half of what I was getting from the 80.
But it
If
also
that makes
applies
sense.
to yourself as an individual. You're like, okay, because of certain circumstances, you're like, all right, certain individuals who are possibly on a higher level wouldn't, not that they wouldn't want to become accustomed, have to pretty much adjust. You know, like it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And then, look at the different stages through my life that the person I am now would have probably stayed in some of those things back then.
Worse.
My growth allowed. So I was more so ready just to jump ship, and then I know for a long time I would not leave a relationship without starting another one almost immediately. And that right there was like, they're like, well, won't you just take the time? I said, I don't want to. But I mean, like, I was always on the move. And then when I had, it was 2019, I proposed to this girl. We dated for 6, 8 months or whatever. And after that, I literally have not been in, well, it was years that went by before I was back in a relationship. And during that time, I had time to, what do I want? I had time to focus on myself.
Right.
And I was, the start of me refining and learning myself and refining to who I am today. And since that time, I've only had 3 relationships, 2 that really weren't. One was just toxic, but the familiarity is like they said until it got to the point where it was I couldn't deal with it
You
at all.
just get tired of dealing with the same
Yeah,
shit.
when you got a motherfucker peeing on your floor, it's like, I could do better. You know what I'm talking about?
That was filthy work.
I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised my downstairs neighbor didn't hear the whole stream, and it wasn't like it was like she had a bottle of water just squeezing that bitch over to the bathroom. I'm like,
But it's like at the end of the day, you also look at the common denominator in every situation, and eventually you're like, okay, I really need to step back and take the time to figure shit out, to figure myself out, and what I really want out of life, and what I want in a partner, but also am I able to meet those qualifications times 2 as well, Because you can't add somebody that you can't deliver yourself or keep up with, because that I have from experience. You cannot set a boundary but not obey boundaries. And I don't know if you understand this.
that part.
Yeah.
Because it got to the point where the last relationship it was a good one. It wasn't toxic in the normal sense.
Borderline.
It wasn't even borderline. It was just I had to learn more about me and like she said, boundaries. I'm not a boundary person. I follow boundaries to the T. I don't cross boundaries, but I don't really set them. And
When you have
I had to
boundaries,
learn
you
how to
just don't
start doing
voice
that.
them. You have boundaries,
Yes.
but it's like you just let people choose what they'd rather do. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel
Mm.
I support that to an extent because at the end of the day, people are going to be people.
That part.
It's very rare when you come across people who got some fucking act right,
Right.
got
That
some
part.
fucking knowledge to it.
That part.
Like they have it, they just choose the other way, and then because they rather ask for forgiveness than permission. And at the end of the day,
And they do that very well.
yeah,
Professionally.
because they know that you'll forgive them because you want something serious, and they're like, okay, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission, which also falls into the category, I'm a selfish fucking bitch. There goes for nigga or girl.
That part.
You feel me? It's just selfish. It's selfishness at the end of the day. If you cannot think about your partner in certain circumstances,
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, but we got. He said that boundaries should be learned,
that part,
never set.
and fact, because that also plays into paying attention and being aware and actually learning the person that you were trying to pursue and build
And-
with.
But like now, I always say there's only one me. Not to say there's nobody
Because it
else
also
on
plays
that
into common
level.
sense.
But-
Boundaries play into common sense.
But so if someone didn't set boundaries, which I think I would be like in a category, I had them in my head. I know what I like,
But
what I
that's
don't
kind of
like, what
like
I'm
what
going
the
to put up
commenter
with.
is saying. Boundaries should be learned, never set, because at the end of the day, boundaries can be simple as far as an understanding with a monogamous relationship. If you aren't into sharing, all right, cool. Then that's an understanding, and that's common sense, you know. But then there's a boundary, like say certain things with sex, for example. You either like it, certain things, or you don't. That's a boundary set, you know.
But shouldn't you, so to not have something, can you clarify what you mean by not having them set? Um, and then, because what I'm trying to make sure I understand is, if I have boundaries, right?
That part.
Right. But paying attention to your partner, and which is a beautiful, like, perception that someone can have of their partner, correct? Now, some things you can pick up after getting to know them. But now, if y'all on some mature level, we're talking about adults now, and then that person says, "Well, I don't do this, I don't do this." Not saying that you're just gonna run down a whole list of shit, but like, no, I don't do this, I don't do that. Isn't that a set boundary from their perspective? And you have the choice to respect it or not, because it
I
may
feel
be
like,
something that you can't necessarily observe until a situation
well,
comes
then
up
that's a
for you.
conversation, you
Right.
know. It's because I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, there's certain things that are questionable boundary wise. It's like, okay, but that's when you have the conversation before you act,
Mhm.
you know, and that again plays into thinking
Right.
about your partner.
That part.
Yeah, and I don't give a damn if it's right in your face. That is still, if you feel some kind of wrongness to it or some kind of guilt, I feel like, no, don't do it, whatever, and then have the conversation. And if it's a missed opportunity, it'll happen again.
Right.
People so scared of missing out. Like, chill the fuck out. Life is
Shut the
happening.
fuck
Like,
up.
you
Ain't
feel me?
shit
You're an
happening,
adult.
though.
Right? Like,
So,
damn kid, but you fucking grown ass people, we have FOMO, fear of missing out. In the worst way.
that part.
You feel me?
Yes. Now, scary love. All right, we covered um, the comfortable, comfortable pain. Scary love, something healthy, someone who treats you right, real connection, but it's unknown, and that's scary. So, what does scary love look like to you?
Oh, baby, that.
That'd be comfortable
That
pain.
shit's treacherous. Terrifying.
Again, something healthy, someone who treats you right, real connection.
That shit is scary.
Well, I guess it is scary.
That shit is
But
scary.
this is not that episode. We're going to start season 5 of that.
You asked. Yikes.
All right, so so after being in something else, that's that monkey ring. I like that.
I know scary love. I wish I never met that. I could say the same thing. I could definitely say I wish I never, but I appreciate the experience, big homie. Don't do it again.
Look, big homie. Let me clarify. The in the context of what I'm saying is not like a horror movie scary. It's more like a rich person that literally just rose up and says, "Get into my Bugatti, and I'm going to take you to the fair today."
Sound like what you be trafficked? Fuck out of here.
That's
too good to be. That is not scary love. That is scary. That sounds like a
setup. Finish what you're gonna say. That was too good to what?
To be true. That shit sounds like a setup.
Love.
That shit sounds like a setup.
And that's the context that we're speaking. That I'm speaking on. Scary love. Something that is too good to be true. You got someone that treats you perfectly. You have someone that literally is like, "Nah, niggas, you ain't right. Why you ain't yelled yet? Why you ain't punched a hole in the wall? Why you ain't stomped your feet? Where's your attitude at?"
Because they got something worse planned. That's that silent killer. Yeah,
Is it really though?
it might be.
It might
I'm
be.
not
It
gonna find out.
might be.
It might be.
But why does it seem too good to be true? You can chime in,
That's
bro.
a good question.
So, like,
First of all, if it's a stranger, you never know. But nine times out of 10, no nigga. No motherfucking nigga. Because they probably want something in return. And it's probably my pussy. And I'm good.
Pussy's on lock.
They go feed you, take you to the fair.
The question is, why is too good to be true seem too good to be true? I know you don't. I know you doing what you did, but you should have the volume up. How is the volume, bro? Tell me that in the comments. The volume. How's that to you? Can you hear us clearly? Do I need to turn it up a little bit? All right. So I'm a logical thinking person, but my logic comes from TV. Unfortunately, bullies raised me, and so did TV. So when I look at Pretty Woman, with Richard Gere,
yeah,
and she was like a streetwalker, prostitute, whatever.
Yeah.
And he literally wanted to take her off the street and give her a rich life. Yeah, your opinion too. We want all your opinions. Chat group, come on, chime in, brother. Try. Like I said, why? Oh, bro, you gotta explain that. You can't just throw that in there and just be like, "That's my opinion." Why is it false philosophy? But while you sitting there type, I'm gonna say, watching movies. You know what? She might have a point. Shit, I'm sitting here learning off of TV.
Because it's realistic. It's like TV is one thing, and then reality is another.
I don't know. It's not really realistic because I've been trying to follow that path.
Realistic. Social media is
yeah. No,
it can be,
but it
depends on who you follow. But more than likely,
yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. That's what I'm like. I'm still doing the I'm still.
It's like
the belief and the hope.
You're right. You're like, oh, fuck,
damn,
no way.
So like, if you treat a woman like this, damn, you're like transactional. You don't want to fuck. Like, you don't mean shit. You don't mean nothing. You mean, and I'm like, in 10 years, I've never had a string attached to anybody.
So you think?
Well, it's not happening.
Because the way that people affect you, that's what I mean. That's that translucent string that you think isn't there, but is because, say, once those people are gone, whatever the situation looked like, say as an example negative, you're stuck and you're hurt and you're like, all these negative things.
That's not the string. That's just
that's
a consequence
of it. Yes, as an example, that is the theoretical strength that you say was not there but was.
I hear what you're saying. I accept what you're saying.
That's my opinion.
But I would think like the world's view of strings is, well, I did this and this and this. You're supposed to do this and this and this. Now most guys, I'm not gonna get it twisted. Most guys, they take it to a nice fancy restaurant, they try to fuck. Most guys. I literally like, I talk to you later type shit. So like, I guess my strings are more like you were treated well. Why would you like literally drag me through hell if you were treated well? That's the only thing that disappoints me, is because it's like,
you know what that answer is? Because they could if they wanted to.
Well, yeah.
That has got to be through so many situations. After I heard that response, because they could and they wanted to, that's all I needed to know. I don't need to know detail. I don't need to know who, what, where, when, and why, because that shit's just gonna make me sicker than hell, And I learned that from experience, obviously. But at the end of the day, the biggest answer to that for me personally was because you could and you wanted to.
I mean, what is that in the chat box?
That part. Okay.
Yeah, that part.
Wizards, witches, and warlocks.
Mhm.
That part. Fucking sorcerers. Mixing up some concoctions.
So between the two,
Skating.
screaming.
Plotting.
So between the two, what do you think people choose more?
I think in the moment it's wherever they are, mentally, physically, emotionally.
I think me myself, um, I am. Yeah, take your time, bro. You take your time. We got time. I've been on both sides of the spectrum, um, and I think that comfortable pain has probably been more of it. But I'm learning even now, because for the longest I met people where I saw the potential and where I see it going. So recently, I had to learn how to meet people where they are and um, and just let them stay there as they work themselves. Because you can't push, can't pull.
The hell you can't push.
You can't do anything to make a person move.
Right. Oh, they gonna move.
They have to move.
Clean the fuck about your life and you get the push.
That part. You have to allow people their time to process and move at their pace, their speed, at their will. That horse at the well that you might have led a horse to the water and you won't drink. Maybe because you're force feeding it, and maybe because hell, he's still going down the first book. You know,
that's if you're willing to put that time and that patience. But when you allow somebody into your life and they know what the fuck it is, and then they're not coming transparent, you know, they're like, oh yeah, yeah, I can ride and da da da. But then in reality, they need you to have more patience and this and that when you don't have it, and that's okay, you know. So then you were putting it like, you know how I am. The only patience I got is for my child because he's in adolescence. Any adult, any man that tries to pursue me from here on out, come with some motherfucking sense. Oh my mama, come with some motherfucking sense because I just don't have the time, the energy. The I ain't got it because stop acting like no, I don't because it's simple that like you know it's the boundary thing and the baseline is very simple. You know, the more you get to know somebody, the more complex it gets because y'all are also growing as individuals together, things like that. I can understand that, but come transparent, come without dog shit on your shoes. Just be authentically you and give somebody the option, you know, to if they want to deal with you, then they will. If you are worth it. But at the end of the day, if you're just a piece of shit who's coming and making shit look, you know, this golden nugget, and it's just a gold painted piece of shit. Keep it fucking pushing. You know? Keep it pushing because you know you wasn't shit. You knew you was entering this relationship not meaning to pursue anything, whatever. You knew you wasn't because you know how you are. Your motherfucking people know how you are. You know what I mean? And you're just a whistle at the end of the day. You're just this gold painted piece of shit that keeps talking but not doing. And at the end of the day,
did I just make the color change? Some people got whipping my wand.
The patience for that. But zero. But I don't think as a at a certain point you enter a relationship what you're trying to do individually, but also what are you trying to do with this person, this partner? Just go about your daily life being a piece of shit and add them to it? Like, no. You don't do that to people. you be a piece of shit and you run through these motherfuckers how you do because you know you're not changing. There ain't no there ain't no kind of change coming no time soon around the board for you because you gotta put in the work. And most of the time, that's too much for people.
Nowadays, they want like them quick grits,
They just
quick
want
oatmeal. They don't want to
that
sit there and watch the
oatmeal.
water, wait for the water to start boiling. And we just
And that's fine for those who want to do that. You do that, but there's individuals out here that really want things out of life, you know. And of course, it's not easy, but when you really put your mind to it and actually think outside the box just a fucking little bit, just so you don't learn just a little bit, it's really possible. Yeah.
Possibilities are endless if you work towards it.
And you got a little self-control and a little discernment.
A lot of self-control.
Everything. Yeah, to a motherfucker ain't got even an ounce. Like,
self-control is definitely important.
It's just animalistic how people be acting these days. It's disgusting.
Why people choose comfortable pain. Highlighted familiarity, because familiarity sometimes feels safe. Fear of the unknown. You know, if you step out, what's going to happen? Where I literally have a friend that her husband is beyond abusive, kids involved, and they don't know how to get out of it. And there's no easy answer, especially when you're outside of someone's spectrum or circle. At the end of the day, the unknown. Where am I going to go? Who's going to help me? Who's going to help me with these kids? Where am I going to stay? It's a lot of unknown. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to bob and weave, and hopefully maybe I can step on beside the eggshell and not on the eggshell and get to the point of abuse for this particular day. That is a scary thing. And I, as a man who's never put his hands on a woman, can't really guide 100%. Like I don't have a degree in it. I don't have, any schooling, but I do have a lifetime of experience in seeing situations, and I'm gonna give us my opinion, and my opinion is get your kids and go to a shelter, and do not tell them where you're at. And the universe, when you make that step, that I can assure you, God will literally help you make more steps when you put trust in Him. That's as best I can give you on that one. Thoughts on that? Agree? Disagree? Was that close?
Personally, I can't tell if you're right or wrong. I can't tell Shorty if she's right or wrong. I just understand.
Understanding is good.
Yeah.
Past trauma, past trust issues. Sometimes people stay in things because they just know it, and some people actually, and it's just what I witnessed, and even I guess myself, because I've dealt with trauma. I always try to elevate and rise above it. With the more I rise above it, the less people I have around me or dealing with, because it's hard to find solid people nowadays. It is what it is. Some people actually they don't. I always say, to clarify that, they don't like it, but it is their drug. And sometimes drugs, whether it be literal or figurative, have a hold until they don't.
What's the question?
Why people continue to deal with traumatic situations, trauma bonds.
It really is. It's circumstantial. You know, everybody's got their reason. Whether it's a trauma bond, whether it's potential that they see hope, whatever it is. You know, it's like if it's a friend, then all you can really do is be there and support them. Like, yeah, you may cry to hear about shit, da 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 da. But at the end of the day, whatever their reason is, everything is easier said than done, especially with certain situations. Everything is easier said than done. But at the end of the day, if they, whatever their discernment is with the situation, like, of course, you could tell somebody, well, this is wrong, you need to do this, you need to do that. But you're also not in that situation. And if you was in that situation, then you understand. It probably took you yourself some time to figure out how to maneuver out of that situation if you did. Or if things got better for your situation, you know. Yeah.
You still typing, bro? Sometimes people would rather deal with a pain they understand than risk something they don't. And that kind of sums up that why they kind of stay in some situations. It's funny because some people just need a whole ass GPS map in the sky and they're not going to get that. They're not going to get that. They're not going to get every turn and straightaway to get out of a situation. So
what works for you may not work for the rest.
Right. Well, nobody's the same. It's case by case basis, but some people are waiting to be saved, but don't really want to be saved.
That point, and that again plays in time. And once they realize they're the motherfucking Superman coming, you are the Superman. Maybe they'll get up against some shape, or they will continue to lay down.
But do you think some people do it on purpose, or is it just?
I mean, yeah. At some point, they probably do because they're tired.
Or they just accept the darkness and just like, it's my life. Fuck it.
They're tired.
Yeah, tired is a real thing.
They're tired, yeah.
Chat we got on this. Yeah, okay, yeah, drive safe. We don't want you, doing no typing in the brain, but definitely want you safe. Why scary loves feel so scared?
Drive, brother.
You're not supposed to put that out there for everybody to see, by the way. I wasn't going to say that, but yeah. Scary loves requires vulnerability because, in other words, for you to have to believe something that you'd have to vulnerability is definitely a part in a relationship because when a person's giving it you give them, and if you're doing it properly, there's a sense of vulnerability. You let walls down, you let them get to know you, let them get to know your inner parts. You can actually lose something real. On a lighter example, if you literally left McDonald's and went to an office building of, let's say, a higher stature, let's say New York, like in New York on Wall Street, that would be like, oh shit, am I even good enough to be here? Am I qualified to be here? Like, this ain't losing McDonald's and smelling like, what I'm saying, musty burgers all day. This is suit and tie type of job. There's a lot more demand, a lot more. I have to put a lot more into this to keep this job. And then it kind of boils down to if you're actually ready for that type of responsibility, because that's what real relationships bring.
Right.
No defenses, no games. I've never been one to play games. I literally I've always said I like to lay my cards down face up.
I play games sometimes, but only when I realize you want games. For my soul.
Yin yang. I'm like, a person's gonna play themselves out of it.
Like you think you're bad, I'm fucking worse.
Yeah.
It doesn't apply to everybody.
It's your worst nightmare, nigga.
Not your worst. Close to it.
The worst.
No. That's what you think. because I'm not gonna sit here and, now why would you do that? I'm gonna peep what the fuck you want out of, or because it's
Return that
stupid,
energy.
dumb, or slow. Like, you feel me?
Energy return. But um, but you have to see fully. Um, it's easy to play tough and something toxic, but real love
It's not easy.
that
That
requires.
shit
Well,
personally took some time. It took time.
I don't mean easy in the sense of oh this ain't nothing, but when you have when you're when most of
It's
your
like it hurts to realize when I peep the person is on game. It hurts to have to switch like that because damn, I was serious. I was 100, and you wasn't.
the vulnerability,
Yeah, being transparent, being ass naked in New York, and here you go being a fucking fool. So the switch, none of it is easy. What gets easy is realizing it's going down the line and they still on motherfucking game and I'm picking up what you put down. Because it's you know what I'm saying? Like it's not easy. It sucks. But it is what it is.
big homie.
Big homie. Yeah.
Whee!
It is what it is.
Real love, you have to drop guards. You have to drop pretenses. You have to give fair shots and fair chances. If it's being given, it should be reciprocated and returned. And the the fear, the apprehensiveness of when is he going to change? When is he going to show his true colors? And the not disbelief, but like lack of trust because of what one person may have gone through. I unfortunately don't have 100% that. I give everybody a clean slate, and but I've learned how to recognize the paint they put on the canvas. So like what I would have seen in past times, I see now quicker, and so I answer quicker. Um, but not, I don't transfer past trauma to new relationships. What I do transfer is my mental disorder of preoccupied, ancient, not ancient. Oh my God. It's anxious, preoccupied disorder. So I tend to move fast and have abandonment issues that I'm working on. Um, I'm a work in progress even now, even still. Um, so that is the only thing, but that just involves me doing a lot too fast, too soon. Um, I never mistreat anybody, nor do I judge anyone as I move forward. But that I've learned is not always a good thing.
Yeah. I judge
You're doing the most for no
I judge
reason.
the shit because do fucking better. Do better. Don't do people like that. For real. Because maybe it'll give them that push moving forward to learn something. Like, damn, I really fucked up a good thing. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when I learned that people are bullshit, then I'm on bullshit. And then when they not getting it, then I just tell them, you know why I did this? Because you did this. And they look at me. It's the same reaction every time. They're like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me? Thus, your action caused my reaction. Do better next time. And you will get that sign. You feel me? So moving forward, obviously not my ass. They can go fucking think about how they go about certain situations thinking they so goddamn slick. No, like a plastic bag. I see
holes
through
in
you.
it. Can't hold shit.
It's just, you feel me? You can't hide shit. You can't hold shit. You can't do shit. Do better. You don't do
Can't
people
carry
like
shit.
that. You cannot sit here and move how you want and think that you could just apologize and things gonna be dandy. Fuck them. People out here traumatizing people, hurting people, really fucking people up. So when it's done to them, oh, all of a sudden,
Then it means something.
the fuck
Then it mean
right.
nothing. Well,
It ain't mean shit when you was doing it to them. Oh, but now that it's you, fuck out of here. I will continue to be the way that I am until I'm ready to grow. I'm dead ass straight like me.
tread. Fucking.
Because it's just
don't tread.
because
Send smoke
that's
signal,
where
nigga.
that's how it is dating these days. Like people think they can do what they want, set boundaries, this and that, and you still gonna have the utmost respect for them and da da da. Fuck no. I repeat, fuck no. You don't get to fucking act like shit and then still get held at a king's standard. No. Do fucking better. Act fucking better.
Go back to king school. Oops, sorry, they don't have one.
Or just get some motherfucking common sense.
It's in you or it's on you.
Like that part. And it's definitely if they just choose otherwise, and it's so disheartening. Because again, you people out here hurting people, hurt people, hurt people. They act like they want better, but you still moving like a piece of shit. You don't get better when you don't get better.
That part.
That motherfucking part. And I'm not perfect, not by any means, but I do know my loyalty, solid. Solid as a motherfucker. My love, when I know you genuine on your end, genuine on your end, solid. It's that easy. Just be fucking solid. But these motherfuckers built like fucking. Niggas built like jello, bro.
Built like roaches. Bugs. Bug ass niggas.
Want better? Do better.
Do better.
What's the next thing on it?
Self-sabotage. Alright, so there's people that when things going good, they go back. They overthink, create distance. Distance might be in the form of making things slow down, saying things to make it slow down, even though that they are feeling what they're feeling. But sometimes people, again, process things at their own pace, at their own light. Sometimes people feel something real, and instead of leaning in, they protect themselves and they're more guarded until they are not, or until they see that you are worthy of more trust, more belief. Sometimes. You agree with that?
It depends on the situation, but at that point, I feel like maybe you're just not ready to date. Because until somebody throws me off, you know what I'm saying? Until I see you moving a little fucking weird, then why else would I sit here and fault you for past problems? You could be traumatized and all that shit, but you should be dating because your past problems, you should not make the next person's. You could warn somebody, oh yeah, my ex did this and this and this, in hopes that they will not do you like that. 9 times out of 10, bet you they will.
They will repeat exactly what
They
script you gave them.
Excuse me, they will take that because they don't see it and know it and apply it in a positive manner. They take it as a weakness. And some people want to break you. Some people want to break you times fucking 10. Exactly.
I seen a real Instagram, and what you said, literally, I've seen it done, and I've heard the assholes in past years, and they literally get a girl, whether she's in a club or wherever they met her at, and they get her, and they got this beautiful, gorgeous girl, and then they start to be like, they get comfortable or put in into a position of comfort because that's what some females do, vice versa. And then slowly but subtly, do you have to wear that? Is this what we're doing? Like, you know, and then to the point, and mostly narcissists do this, and womanize, but they get to the point where now she's not doing this, she's not dressing this way, she's literally not doing her hair no more, and literally has let her whole beautiness drop, right? And then this is the fucking part, like what she just said about the intention part. Now, once you're no longer this fine ass beast, he's out here cheating on you with somebody that looked like you did when he first met you. Like, nigga, you could have just let her stay fly and just stuck with this one. You feel me? Instead of sitting there like making her the ugly duckling, essentially, not that she's ugly, but like you literally tore down everything of her. You took her whole crown and just made her put it on the shelf, and then went and go cheated on her with someone that was in that same makeup.
Lesser because a bad bitch will always be a bad bitch. Okay, no, seriously, like you could a woman can get comfortable just like a man can get comfortable. You feel me? So with that being said, like I'm always fucking look like this. In a nutshell, I'm fucking disgusting. I'm atrocious. I don't give a damn. Because at the end of the day, that's in my blood. But I'm not. It's really not even that bad. But
she's never atrocious.
With that being said, that man could have took her to get her eyelashes done, took her to get her hair done, took her to buy a new outfit, took her out on a fucking date, give her a reason to get dressed up like a bad bitch. You feel me? But no,
he wanted her just for his own goal.
To put him another notch on the belt, to put him up on his little fucking, his little disgusting ass fucking shelf. Like, fuck out of here. It's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. Because right when they leave, that bitch get her shit back together. She started looking good again.
Hopefully.
And here comes this disgusting ass fucking man.
Hopefully he did not. Hopefully this angel wasn't demonized by this evil motherfucker. Because sometimes, and that's why I said,
it also depends on if they left with one to many kids. Because it's hard. Sometimes it is hard getting back to yourself in motherhood. My first year of motherhood, I was walking around. First of all, the first couple months, I was covered in fucking breast milk, walking around in my bra, possibly some shorts. The rest of the shit, I was in baggy t-shirts and some motherfucking bike shorts. I barely did my hair. I barely did my makeup. Like, little to fucking nothing. I barely was showering. Like, dead ass. That shit was hard. It was hard being a single parent. It was hard finding myself as a single parent. It's so hard.
And some don't recover from that.
Exactly. If you
I said that in season 3. Angels versus demons. Angels versus demons. Sometimes good people literally get emotionally murdered. And I think they should have a law against that. Because when a person doesn't come back to society, when they don't function, when they just give up because somebody literally crushed their whole motivation and spirit, you literally kill that person's emotions. You kill their motivation, you kill everything. Everything in them, and that is horrible. And some people never recuperate, never recover. They don't have a close circle because this asshole has made them lose every person in their life, family and all. They have no one but a bunch of strangers to make you rely on at this point. Not everybody has somebody, a friend or whatever, to help be there and be constant.
And I will never support that shit. From experience, don't you fucking ever. Don't you ever. Any fucking young woman out there, any bitch that's my age, don't you fucking ever. It's a trap. It's a sick, disgusting, sad fucking trap. Yeah.
What makes someone choose love? Scary love is not scary.
Like real love?
Real love.
Know that it's real love. Know that it's real.
Healing. If you've been through something traumatic, if you've been through something horrific, you got to heal at some point, at some level. You don't have to be fully healed. Nobody want no finished product because then it's like, you're already done. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be at a
I'm
point
not
where
looking to heal nobody, and I'm not looking to nobody to heal me. Like in a relationship, no. I'm not saying come heal altogether. Because again, as you get older, you're growing, you're realizing past traumas, this and that, certain things. You realize things, but also, I am not looking like you are not a stray. You are not a rescue. Don't come to me talking about like if you coming from a specific abusive relationship, you need to take that time to yourself and do not put that on somebody else. Because first of all, you don't know how this being is moving into this relationship. They can tell you one thing and then end up being the absolute fucking worst and fucking you up even more than your last did. Just because you tell them doesn't mean that they're going to be 100 with you. You need to work on that shit yourself. You don't look for other people to heal you. They are not licensed to do so. Go to fucking therapy. Or sit in a fucking dark room for a year and think about what the fuck happened. I don't know. Whatever you need to do. But you don't put that shit on other people. You don't, because you don't know what they're going to do with it. And it's too much. Life is already too much. You don't come with all this baggage talking about healing me. No. I'm trying to heal my goddamn self.
I was not saying in the sense of healing someone else, but a person should be healed to the point of functionality, being able to see things clearly and appropriately, and
Exactly.
not being to the point where they're like, what's that? What's that? It just turned the key in the door. What does that mean?
That's what I'm
You know what I'm saying? Like that fear, that
relationships
anxiety.
like that. And that shit. Whoa, like big red flag.
A man, emotional maturity, women being able to regulate their emotions, feeling safe with the right person, timing and readiness. At some point, you gotta decide: am I going to keep choosing what's comfortable or step into something real? But that takes growth, self refinement, You have to start to look into self and building yourself to a point where you have to put your blocks back together, put them bricks. Emotional maturity, emotional stability, readiness, boundaries, not being a pushover. You building your emotional blocks and your mental and those that you're building the foundation that you're gonna stand on, because we hear all the time, standing on business, standing on 10 toes. Your 10 toes should be on a foundation and solid ground.
But it starts with you. All of it starts with you. You don't have to be perfect, but you build yourself up until you are ready. Again, you don't know what that next relationship is going to look like, just being your intentions, this and that. So at least you can build yourself up to the point that if things do not go how you hope, then it won't leave you how the last did.
Right.
Emotionally, physically, mentally, all of it.
And learning how to let go.
Let that shit go.
One of the keys. Because when
let
you
it go.
Let shit go,
especially
and not
bad as hell.
Losing parts of it as you let it go, then you start to move on. Like 23, I learned how to cut people off and being better at it. I'll fall back. You want to hear from me. That is what it is. But I'm not perfect at that. I've gotten a lot better. My circle is this how big my circle is. If you can't see that circle, that's how small my circle is.
My circle about as tight as my asshole.
Yeah.
Part.
So I don't know. It depends on what y'all be doing out there in TV land. Like that could be somebody's asshole. That could be somebody's asshole. But my circle, yeah, it's a lot of people going because all they wanted was an ATM or Uber Lyft driver. I had a house full. Now I don't even have a house. I'm like couch to couch. I'm alright with it. It took me a while. I had a little mini mansion, beautiful, never lived at home. But I had a bunch of tumor cancerous motherfuckers. Not everybody, but I had more, I tolerated more shit. And the universe said, look at that, you bro. Downsize me, then downsize me again. Now I don't own a home.
The universe said, if you want to be surrounded by garbage, this is what
I'm man enough to say that. Like,
receive.
Be like, no, I'm still doing good. No, I'm not doing good. I don't have my own place, but I don't have the tumors no more either. I don't have the leeches. I don't have nobody literally looking for me to do every fucking thing. And like, just fuck that. I'm good. I'm rebuilding. And I need to go because last time, 4 years ago, I was homeless. Went into a brand new, beautiful home. And here we go again. It's in me. It ain't on me. I'm gonna keep on rebuilding and rebuilding. And next time, yeah, it might be a full mansion with my own $1 million podcast. Y'all need to keep subscribing. Don't play with me. But and that's me being willing to do the work. That's humility, and that's why people don't get an asshole. I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna continue to be the genuine, transparent gentleman that I king that I've always been, and just be better at it.
That part.
Wee. But at the end of the day, we're gonna. Sometimes the right situation don't feel safe at first. It just feels different. It's a lot of things different. Year after year, we learn, we grow. And if you're around, like, I'm always going to surround myself around the right people. I'm going to surround myself around people that literally that I can learn from, that I can build with, that I can grow with. And I'm learning that I don't need a whole football team, basketball team, shit. Sometimes you only need just one person. And then that is where I'm learning to grow. And I'm learning, I've never been like, I need somebody. But like, I do like to have a team. I do like to do team stuff because this could be, I watch other podcasts and they have a crew. And a camera crew, they have people that do the emails. It's a team. But it just depends on what it is, what level of life I am. I'm the team of me, and I like to incorporate with people that are on the positive level. I don't know bullshit. I'm gonna be out in the streets, like live it. Last couple weekends, I've been in the gym when I would normally been in the club, and that felt pretty good. Changing patterns, changing direction with goals. Faith.
I think it's positive change.
Positive, you know. Y'all be seeing these guns and these yeah. So, I think that either person directed to me. I don't like to sit in my own vomit, nor do I like to smell my own shit. So, his old fan don't work fast enough sometimes. And I mean, like, it's not horrible, but that's what I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna get out of there because I literally know what it smells like. And I know that this is not where I want to sit comfortably. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of there, shower down, and then I'm gonna go out somewhere where it smells, feels better. It's about the best I can illustrate that. Achoo! But at the end of the day, mean, to refine, if you take a piece of steel, you stick it in 3,000 degree heat, then it melts it down. When you pull it out, it strips it of the impurities. It pulls out the impurities. That is the stuff that can destroy it and break it down. And then when the blacksmith, which is the one that normally builds steel, they take it and then they beat the rest of it off and they shape and form it. And it takes force to do that. That's refinement. To define something is to give it a definition. Don't let your past define you.
In other words, grow the fuck up and do some self work. Look inward a little bit. Stop blaming everybody else while your life is bullshit.
Accountability.
Calm denominator.
Gotta take accountability. And you
Calm denominator.
To do the work. It's not gonna be easy. It takes work. It takes time too. And anybody that's in your life, your circle, your circumference has to literally understand it, not judge it, and not push it.
And if they do, fuck on.
Block.
They just gotta do all that. I'll never block somebody who's hanging on me. You gonna see my ass.
That part.
You gonna see this ass. Okay?
And you ain't going
I don't give a damn.
Man, just hit the like button, hit the share button. Even if you don't like it, who gives a fuck? It's okay.
Never let the nation take that.
That part. That part.
Boo, whore. Boo, you.
Go away! I just want to see you cry.
Closer, bitch. Bring me that ass.
Camera,
Stop
phone,
making me run
lens,
for it.
TV, whatever it is. Put your face in that bitch. Oh my God. That part. Hey, we need you on the show. Fuck me. You need to come on the show. That part. Yeah, you type slow as shit. You know, don't they have like a microphone where you can just say some shit?
I type slow as shit. I use that text.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, you talking to what he's listening.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? All right, look. You ain't gotta type to press a heart. Press a heart, my nigga. Hit the heart button. If you say anything you like, hit the heart button. That part, hit this. Make it do that. This Facebook Live now. We switch from YouTube to Facebook. Yeah, go. Shit. Hit the 100 for me. Hit the 100. Anyway, that's okay. You can come on the show. Fuck typing. Come pick up a mic. Anyway, in closing, learn yourself. Do good by defining an identity for you.
Some self-control,
Discipline, discernment,
empathy, sympathy,
emotional security, emotional regulation,
drive,
goals.
a good fucking therapist. You ain't gotta agree with it.
A good therapist.
Yeah.
You've been my therapist for years.
But I have a girl. And she has done me a lot of positive.
Where'd that come from?
She's done me a lot of positive.
Shout out to the one therapist that I was back, because the rest of y'all can go back to school.
Go to hell.
And suck that book that you've been on, because I personally don't do them. Because the one that really just say, and if you tell somebody that actually looks and cares, and they're not just doing textbook bullshit.
I've been through many, but I found the one that works for me.
And at 17 actually, his first request to my mom was, put him up when he's 18. Go suck my dick, nigga. Is that what they tell you in college? To disrupt families? Fuck out of here. Anyway, and I was just a bad kid. I was not. I was pretty bad.
Another podcast.
Another podcast. Anyway, thank y'all for joining. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for the interaction. Always. Hope to have you again real soon.
And I will.
Hey. We out. Okay.